Now there is one place that I've always wanted to visit, and that's Housestein Gorge. Housestein Gorge is one of at least two gorges that the River Nid runs through. We know the other gorge, the Nid Gorge, we go there relatively often. Housestein Gorge, never been to, quite remote, one bus a day there and back, and having walked near here, I'm approaching Lofthouse now, I've just seen signs for it, so I now have a rough idea of where it is, and I have to say, I think I might have to come back this way. I might even walk, now I know where it is relative to Pateley Bridge. It's back in that direction, that little sign over there, that's for Housestein Gorge. So what I might do at some point during the summer is catch a bus to Pateley and then walk from Pateley. It's about 8 miles to the start of the gorge, which is almost where we are now. We're sort of walking away from it now, nearly, because we're almost at Lofthouse itself. But that was a fascinating bit of... I remember I found... I'll have to look back in the video actually, but I found a quarry as well. Was it something rude like Knob Hill Quarry or something like that, which was on the 7 mile route that we did a while back last year. So I might have to look that up again. These are all places now that if I can get to Pateley Bridge, I can walk to. My memory is not so good in one respect, but in another respect, when I'm trying to follow a trail, I have a rough idea, I have a very good sense of direction, so I can have a pretty good idea of where I am. And I'm sure even without the signs I could pretty much do the circuit once I've done it once on my own. So just a thought, because of course next year we will do the 22 mile walk. The year after that, what are we going to do? Well, we might do the 8 mile walk, which replaces the 7 mile walk this time, if they're still doing it, because that's actually to a place called Coldstone Cut, which I've never been. And it's supposed to be outstandingly beautiful, as well as a huge sculpture which you can walk inside and stuff. But we really are still going to have to do charity events, and we're going to have to look at what to do next. Will we just do the Nidderdale Walk eternally, or are we going to find... I think it's this way. I've now got a clue where we are. Oh, look at that. Isn't that lovely? Absolutely beautiful. Although, rather dry. The first sign of drought we've seen. Now, as I understand it, we're just outside Lofthouse, but there's some confusion as to whether we're supposed to walk up that way or walk down there. See, I've seen walkers walk both ways, and I'm wondering if the one route... I wonder if this is where the split is, and one route goes up there. Regardless of that, this is a beautiful basin. I have no idea if this is the Nid or not. No idea. Nor if this basin is always like this, or if really the river should be much, much deeper. You see what I mean? I'm not sure if this is actually a dried up riverbed, or whether the river's usually this low. Certainly there are some ducks nesting on a little plinth just over there. There they are. And this seems as good a place as any to actually have a proper sit down, something to eat, something to drink, you know, actually spend a good 10-15 minutes sitting on a little stump, which is what I'm doing now, before I decide where to go next. So, I have had my lunch here, in this little area here, little waterfall over there if you can't see. I'm going to call this the Bay of Budgies, after my poor budgie, Jens the budgie, died on Friday, so this is sort of going to be dedicated to him, I think. It's not at all clear where I'm going from here, to be totally honest. I believe the public footpath is through this little gap here. That's just fantastic, that. That, back in that direction there, is the Lofthouse Memorial Institute, and that is the major checkpoint in Lofthouse. That is where the two routes split, I believe. And I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get through there at all. Right, so we've just left Lofthouses now. A small village, really, and they had the major checkpoint at the Memorial Hall. The 22-mile walk actually follows this route as well home, but it, after checking at that checkpoint, it goes on for a couple of miles in a sort of circle. This is bogland, lovely. Disgusting. Very boggy. Don't know if you can hear it. Lovely. And I've just discovered my shoes leak. Fantastic. Anyway, they provided tea and coffee, which was nice. And you could also buy food and stuff, because they had the scouts or the guides or something like that there, and they were selling their wares. They also have a number of sort of clubs and societies with little stalls for walkers' things. I have only bought enough money to have my celebratory. Oh, more bogland, goodness sake. Yep, more bogland. My celebratory tea and crumpet. Oh, no, that's actually a pond. Right, around here then. At the Riverside Cafe, back in Paisley Bridge. About 8 miles. Look, again, I can't fit through little gaps like this. It's ridiculous. I mean, I'm going to get caught in one of these, and there we are. Look at that gap. There was no need for it to be anywhere near that small. I know it's there to stop sheep, but for heaven's sake. Right. So, yes, I've only bought enough money for that, so the moral of the tale is I didn't buy anything at the walker's stall or anything like that. We are now definitely heading back in the direction of Paisley Bridge. I remember circumventing that hill there to get on the way here, so we're now heading back. And I imagine that we will hit the outward road somewhere around the reservoir. If I don't manage to drown myself in this bogland first.